Hi all, welcome to my channel. Today we'll continue on the rest of the parts of the liquid clustering. How to choose the clustering keys. So Databricks recommends to you choose keys based on the commonly used keys in a query filter. So if you have a table and you query the table based on some commonly used columns, right? You can use those columns as an cluster keys. Keys can be defined in any order. Let's say you have multiple keys in your table, you can define them in any particular order. If two columns are correlated, choose any one of them. Let's say if you have two columns, the date and the timestamp column, or a date and with the same data replicator in two columns, you can select any one of the column in those cases. Let's see how we can convert the existing table into a clustered table. In left hand side we can able to see the existing delta tables, and on the right hand side we see the recommendations to convert those tables as in clustered keys. The first point is like the if the table is hive style partitioned, like if the table is partitioned by any key column, we can use the same partition key columns as in clustered keys. If the existing delta table is partitioned by an z order indexing, then we can use the same z order column as an key column. If the table is having both partitioned and z order, then we can use the both partitioning column and z order column as in key columns. The generated columns, if you use any generated columns to reduce the cardinality, like from a timestamp, if you are generating a date, then in a clustering key clustered table, we can use a original column. We don't need to create any generated column in this case. Next topic, how the row level concurrency on Databricks which will be supported in the clustered tables. Databricks provides a row level concurrency for clustered tables that can be reduce the number of conflicts between concurrent write operation. So in a normal delta table, if you try to write a same table by the multiple jobs or multiple operations which is writing at the same time, reading at the same time, right, which will create a conflict, and which will the job will fail due to the concurrency, right? So here in cluster table, Databricks is providing an option that which will supports the row level concurrency, like optimize, insert, and merge, update, delete, which will be supported on a same time, so which won't create any conflict. Also, to reduce the livelihood of an row level conflicts, you can filter the concurrent queries as following. Let's say you are inserting a data into a table and you're doing a select star from a sub table or a staging table, where you can use a condition like where replace where column name which is equal to some value, so that, right, which will replace the data for only matching those filter conditions, so it won't do read for all the data in the table. Write data to a cluster table. You must use a delta writer client that supports all delta write protocol features by clustering, and then you have to use a runtime version 13.3 LTS and above. Optimize the clustered data on the right, sorry, the operations that supports the clustered data on a write operation, like, right. So what are the write operations supported in the cluster table? So all not all the write operations will be supported, only the few operations are supported here, like insert into the table which is supported, and create table as operations are supported, and copy into from the parquet file. You are reading a data and copying that into a table that is supported, and from a PySpark Spark perspective, the spark.write.format delta.mode append is supported, like not dot merge kind of things are not supported here. The limitations in these write operations like is not applied for the following is like if the write operation exceeds the data of 512 GB. So if a file size is more than 512 GB, then that is not supported. Select subquery contains an transformations filters are join. If you are doing an insert into a table and you have a select statement, if the select statement is having a subquery and the subquery contains an transformations or any joins or filters, that is not supported. If the projected columns are not same as the source table, so that the source and target data types and columns should be matched. How to trigger the clustering? You must have a runtime 13.3 LTS and above, and you have to use an optimize table name option command to trigger the clustering. So the query is like optimize table name. The liquid clustering is incremental, by meaning that if you do run a optimize, it won't cluster all the history of data in the table. It will cluster only the incremental data which is newly added to the table from the checkpoint, like when the optimization has to be done, right? So from that only it will start the clustering, so that, right, it will be much faster compared to the normal optimizing the table. Databricks recommends scheduling the regular optimized jobs to cluster the data. For tables experiencing many updates and inserts in a very frequent manner, like near real time data is loading into the table, Databricks recommends to schedule the optimized jobs on every 1 or 2 hours. The liquid clustering is incremental, as that most of the optimized jobs for the clustered tables run quickly. As I said earlier, it won't take more time. Yeah, friend, this ends this session, and we will continue seeing the liquid clustering other features in the next upcoming sections. Thanks for watching. Bye.